Welcome to Backstage with Richard Ridge. We're here once again at the legendary Sardi's, and my guests are two of the stars of one of Broadway's biggest hit musicals, Moulin Rouge. Please welcome Robyn Hurder and Ricky Rojas. It is great to be sitting with the two of you here at Sardi's.
It's great to be sitting with
be
you.
here.
Oh, well, I love you too, just so you know. I love this show. I love everything about Moulin Rouge. You know, you and I, the three of us, we spoke a lot during previews when you were teching over there.
did, yeah.
We played that French game where we gave you those French words that
I
no
was-
one...
Did you just say that?
I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
We were
it
terrible.
was terrible. I was watching it back. I was like, oh my God, Robyn.
I was like, Moulin Rouge. What is that? Is it
Was it-
windmill? What is that?
Red Mill.
Red Mill. Like,
So now that the show is up and running and you're doing it for the audience, how much fun are you having at Moulin Rouge?
I mean, we're always having fun. I have to
Yeah.
start with, the Hirschfeld is built where everyone's basically in twos. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You go every level, like everybody, there's not a big dressing room filled with people. So it's like everyone's in twos in their dressing rooms. And I happen to be on the floor with Tam Mutu, who plays the Duke, and this guy. And it is like living with my two older brothers
Yes.
again.
Fun.
It's so much fun because those dudes are like bros. They're like, hey bro, sing the song with me.
Boo,
He's
sing
like,
a
no,
song.
dude, I'm playing video games. And it's like,
I'm playing Assassin's Creed.
I mean, it is really so. That's a lot of fun, and this.
We get visitors every now and again, you know.
Oh yeah,
Different
people
floors.
love. We call it Duke's Boulevard. Well, we haven't really officially gotten a sign for it,
No,
but
we need to.
Some fan at BroadwayWorld is going to make you a sign.
Duke's
it's
Boulevard.
Duke's Boulevard.
I love this.
And at the end of
Okay.
Duke's Boulevard is Barnini. Always taking donations.
So do you run between dressing rooms playing video games? I love this.
Well, I don't know what they're doing.
Well,
I
you,
just
you come into my room and when I'm playing guitar and stuff.
and
then
I'll
have a
sing. I'll sing with him, and then I usually am just yelling at Tam to be quiet because he's just screaming really badly on purpose. He really has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So is it the warm-up or the walls are just too thin? It's like living in two
Both.
studio
Both.
apartments,
the
right?
walls
Bit of both.
are
Yeah.
they might as well not be there.
Yeah.
But it's I love being on the floor with my boys. And on stage we have fun too, but it's
do.
really hard because it's so intense and aggressive that there's not too much time
Yeah.
to fool around. And if anything
Yeah.
weird or kind of funny happens,
What?
this one
I don't do anything.
one little
It's
smirk,
just a little smirk.
and
that's
we're,
all
we're
Robin
done.
needs.
That's all you need, right?
That's all Robin needs.
So you need to keep it together.
You know, I'm going to go back and watch the show now that way and look for the smirk. And then watch you break
Oh God,
up.
hopefully because I'm
Yeah.
what they call not a rock on stage.
Well, you know, there's such a spectacular high that the audience feels from the second they walk into that theater. I mean, you walk in, you feel like you're at the Moulin Rouge. There's an energy in your theater. And then you all start to come out and create this world that we all get to be a part of. What is that energy like for you all on stage, like the pre-show before you start the show?
Well, we don't.
We're just backstage
Yeah.
warming up.
Yeah.
We have our little group in the back. We've
Yeah.
got Erica and Aaron, Ricky, Tam,
Morgan.
and Morgan, and we just laugh a lot, and that's
Yeah.
our pre-show, and
That's our
then
warm-up.
yeah, luckily, I just get to pop a squat and warm up and really mentally focus on what am I about to do to my body again.
It's gonna hurt.
Because you get such a workout in this show. You all do,
Oh, yeah.
but I mean the dancing in this show from the minute that show begins. So is there a pre-show warm-up beside just that quick little one before you come on?
No, not for me.
You know, I do a couple of these,
Yeah.
and and a couple of those.
No,
and
but
I'm
your
ready to go.
warm-ups really
Yeah,
with
my
your
warm-ups.
guitar.
Yeah, I just warm up with my voice. I play a couple of songs on my guitar, and that's it. Yeah.
But you know, you do 8 shows a week, so it's like that's your warm-up and your show all at the same time. I mean, you're in this every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the show is built for
Yeah.
everybody different, and for me, the show kind of, I stretch, I make sure, because I'm in a corset, I try to
Yeah.
engage my core at least once, but the show gradually
Yeah.
warms you up, so, because the
Yeah.
second act, of course, is our big dance stuff, so the first act, it actually is my warm-up.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing as Cassie, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't go full out and just do this full warm-up or else you're going to be dead
Yeah,
standing on that
and your
line.
show's different. Your show's more like a sprint stop,
Yeah.
rather than a constant work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is
exactly.
harder sometimes. Like
It's
It's
a
more
lot
shocking
harder than normal
to the body,
shows.
Yeah. You know, when this musical was first announced, I think everybody in town wanted to be a part of Moulin Rouge. And like your roles were like coveted, like everybody was like, I want to be in Moulin Rouge. Like, how did you two land these roles of Nini and Santiago?
Well, they auditioned in London because I think they'd been looking for quite a while for someone to play the part of Santiago here, and they just weren't happy with, you know, I think the dynamic of some people could dance well and not sing well, or you know, it's
Santiago's
tricky.
a really hard track
Yeah.
because you have to be able to dance and you have to be able to really sing.
Yeah.
And be a comedian. Though that's really
Yeah.
hard. People don't realize like how hard
And be
comedy
Hispanic,
is.
so it's hard. So they auditioned in London.
Work,
and,
Ricky.
and they flew me over to do it here. Yeah.
And I was in Chicago, the musical at the time, and then I started hearing everybody getting appointments for it, and I was like, what? And, but before I even called my agent, they said, okay, you have an appointment for Nini, and I was just like, head to toe chills, and I'm like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's
going to be
mine.
mine. I know it. I've been wanting this since I was 19 years old.
Because you were doing double duty, right? You were doing Chicago at the time, right? Were you doing the show?
Doing the lab,
Yeah.
I was doing, and I'll never do that again. I'll never do double duty again. That's way too hard.
With the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in Chicago, because you're in two different worlds. Chicago is so like slow and everything's lengthened, and then everything in Moulin Rouge is just so down to the ground and hard. It was just like my body was like, hard. I won't ever do it again.
So when you said you wanted this since you were 19, does that take you back to the film?
Oh yeah.
So tell me, for both of you, when were you first introduced to the film of Moulin Rouge and the reaction you had?
Would have been 2001?
Yeah.
2001 when the film came out. I was in Australia at the time and I had lots of friends in it. And I loved it. I thought it was crazy, beautiful, weird, and all the good things that it should be. And all the music was just blew my mind. You know, I think the show's done that again.
Oh yeah. For you, first introduction.
I feel like I've told the story so much, but I don't get tired telling it because it's just a true case, and like if you just really believe in it, it will happen. If you just hard work, perseverance, and like really believe that something can be yours, it will happen. I was 19. I was doing Maine State Music Theater in Brunswick, Maine, and I went on opening weekend because I knew I was going to love it. I love Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman and I didn't even know about the role of Nini. And when I saw the movie, I was a mess crying, but it was really, when I saw Roxanne, I started like shaking. I was trembling. I was like, this is too much. Like watching Caroline O'Connor, I was just like, this needs to be a musical and I need to be her. Like this is what I need to do. And you know, it took a second, but 18 years later.
But talk about a full circle moment,
really
like
is.
watching something like that and saying, boy, if this was ever put on stage, I want that.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful.
And working together, I mean, because you know, there's like teams in the show. It's like, you know, Aaron and Karen are always together with what they do or whatever. So, and you two are sort of joined at the hip. What is that like?
It's weird. I think I struck gold. Like we struck gold because it doesn't happen often.
Yeah.
Like we've spoken about it before. Like we could have hated each other or not worked well.
Or could have felt uncomfortable. I mean,
Yeah.
to be very honest, like if people have seen the show, it is very sensual. It's extremely intimate, and I mean, you really just need to let go and really trust your partner. And from day one, it was, you know, we jumped into bad romance, and we are all up on and in each other.
We were just like, yep, let's go.
Let's
Come
do
on.
it.
Yeah.
And we're like sweating all over each other, and it was just like, it was work, and it was nothing, and it was enjoyable, and we feel safe, and we're just good buds, and it's such a gift because this could be a danger zone. You know what I mean? Like you said, you could not like each other, you could feel uncomfortable. Oh, that would be awful.
What's up?
Not
But
us.
it doesn't. Not you two.
Not
All
us.
right, your second act, show-stopping number. I mean, I've seen the show 3 times. I saw it in Boston and twice here in New York. You stopped the show every single night. What is that like for the two of you? I mean, just take me back to when you first found out that was going to be a number and working on it together.
It's nuts. Just like it's a privilege to have that time with the audience. You know what I mean? And have them see the relationship. That was gold for me.
Yeah,
You know?
it's because it's exciting because I feel like we've maybe evolved a little bit more since Boston in the first act, but you really you have to look at us because we're trying to find these moments where there's something going on with, Nini and Santiago, but it's really the second act that people are literally whoa, you can hear a pin drop, you know what I mean? And when people hear, Bad Romance, when they recognize the tune, there's a giggle, there's a laughter, sometimes there's applause, but
then that kind of goes away.
And then
everyone's back into it.
Very in listening and watching, and it's great to just it's like this motor, and it's just we begin it. It starts so slow, and there's more and more and more, and then everybody comes in, and it's just thrashing, and then you just hit it. And it's we started that. Remember when we did that just about 8 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Because, like you said, they hear the song first, and they're like, oh, I know that. But then your whole relationship with the two of you is played out through that whole piece of music, that whole number you do. Talk about creating that with your creative team. I mean, talk about your choreographer.
She's crazy. She's crazy, and she's awesome, and you just want to work so hard for her and make her happy and all those things. Because for me, being such an extreme dancer for 30 years, I have that old school, I just want to please. But Sonia's so wonderful with collaboration.
Yeah, she worked well with me because I'm not of a dancing background originally. So I kind of learned on the job. So she really brought out the best in me. Yeah. And working with Robyn, made me lift my game even more. So she just really brought out the best.
But it also was just we all kind of created this world at the beginning of Bad Romance. We just had a chair on stage, and we're let's go. Let's go, and what works for, she's not going to be do that because that's what I want. What feels right for you, Ricky? What feels right for me? What, you know what I mean? Yeah. It was so pleasant and so great to be able, because I've never created anything like this, of this height and caliber, you know what I mean?
So there isn't a Moulin Rouge warm-up that everybody does? Because
everybody could release one. Yeah. Could videotape
that would be great.
Moulin Rouge warm-up.
But mine is in my bra and my garters, brushing my teeth.
That'd be really funny.
My girl pop.
Taylor Swift.
People would be really underwhelmed with how I prepare the show. But some of the girls, the ensemble, they are dedicated. They are warming up 30, 40 minutes before the show. I got a kid. I just get in that city and kick a leg, pop, squat.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask you, how has being a mom to Hudson, who we all know, how has that grounded you, with your life and your career and how you look at things?
I mean, he's first. He's first and foremost, and the show, management, PR, everybody knows that this is a priority, and if I need to be somewhere, I need to be there for him. It gets a little, the scales tip a little bit, and that's when I gotta shut down. Yeah. It grounds me because I'm I haven't seen my son in 2 days, and I need to see him, and if I'm going to see him, that means I wake up at 6:45 to get him off to school, and and then I go back to sleep, or I go do a matinee, and it hurts a little bit, but I'm it's worth it. I mean, that's my first job.
Has he been to the theater? Does he come?
He comes to the theater all the time. He knows everybody now.
Yeah, he's my mate. Comes in. He's like, hey, go play guitar. What are you doing?
He's like,
want some chocolate?
I know, and he just won't leave him alone. And he's like, no, you can't go play with Ricky. And I'm he's warming up.
He's really cute.
But he loves him.
Yeah. It's like a play date.
And Ricky has his
my son
Raph.
Raphael. They're in France at the moment. My wife Nat and Raph.
Oh, but they were here, right?
They were here, and they're coming back in December for Christmas.
Yeah.
So then it's party time.
It's party time. Hudson loves Raph.
So I was going to ask you, how grounding is it for you knowing that that you have a child and a wife? And
it's the same thing. It's it's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
That's why we do what we do.
I mean, his family's in France.
Yeah.
And
So I should speak French more.
I've heard you.
Wait a minute. I speak a little bit.
You're good.
But you know none of the words we gave you.
I know.
You know real French.
Wait, yeah. Now I'm very confused because I hear him you're giving Raph lessons.
Yeah. Well, we do homework over WhatsApp. He sends.
You're fully speaking French.
Yeah.
Yeah, why didn't you know any words?
Because that was before. I had a couple of months to work on it, all right?
Now his son is speaking, and now he has to learn how to teach him the real French words, right?
Hey, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah.
Alex Timbers, your director. I mean, talk about a genius.
Yeah. I mean, he just took the film, all the good bits of the film, the frenetic nature of the film, stylistically, and put it and just made it an homage. It's beautiful.
Yeah, he
it's such a good job.
He sees it, and he is so good at designing how to make it look cinematic, and he pays attention to every detail. I think that's why the show, adding to its success, they've paid attention to so much detail in every department, and it really makes a big difference.
It seems familiar to people that really love the film. There's a familiarity about about the stylistic choices, the lighting, the music, everything is there.
In your face.
Yeah.
Because that movie's in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's this beautiful new musical they put together called Moulin Rouge, the musical.
And they've put you in it, and you're like, whoa! Like if you're in that orchestra, you're like, where did I look?
Yeah, there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Have you named the fans? Have you named the fans that come to the theater? Because you have repeat fans.
I mean, we have our official
Moulin Rouge
fans.
Okay.
The lovely ladies that we adore a lot. But no, they're just, we have so many people that come, and it's so great. It makes me feel so good that this changes their life and makes them, it gives them, I don't know, something. It's also
I had a friend come watch the show the other day, and she was beside herself after the show. She was like sobbing, like crying. Mm-hmm. And she said it was absolutely beautiful. It was the best thing she'd ever seen. Yeah.
Also for the younger generation, especially teenagers, young adults who want to pursue musical theater, this business, people who haven't been in a dance class in 3 years, what really hits me is they say, this has inspired me. Yeah. This makes me want to dance again.
Yeah,
You're like,
nice.
It inspired me. I can't wait to go back to school. I can't wait to go back to class, and because this is the goal. This is it, and that to me is like, that's why I do it.
So I want to go back to the beginning. I'm going to name 2 shows, a show for each of you, and tell me how that show sort of set you along your path. Okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. For you, Jesus Christ Superstar.
Jesus Christ Superstar was the first time I got a taste of being a star on stage, and I loved every second of it.
And who'd you play?
Mary Magdalene.
And where did you do this?
I did it in Portland Players Community Theater in Maine.
Okay.
I have to give a shout out to Ed Reichert, who is my musical director. He took a chance on me, and he's like, you're going to do this role. And I was 18, and it should have gone to someone a lot older, but he believed in me, and I kind of owe it to him because I was a ballerina and getting into musical theater, and I was like, oh, me likey.
Yeah.
He likey.
You knew then, right? That was a big...
When I found out, when I started rehearsals, I basically stopped ballet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm going to musical theater.
Broadway.
Okay. Now, for you, Fiddler on the Roof.
You did your homework, didn't you?
Oh, I do my homework.
I did it in high school. Yeah. It was the first musical I'd ever did. And I was Mendel the rabbi's son. And I always wanted to be Tevye, though, but I was too young. Yeah. So I had to wait till the next year, and then they did Bye Bye Birdie, and I was Conrad Birdie. And that's when I won. Of course you... That's when I won. Ricky arrived.
I'm sure he did as Conrad?
Yeah.
Come on now.
It was good.
You had really good Conrad moves, right?
Yeah.
How old are you? 18?
I was like 16.
All right,
man.
So you step in that spotlight and you get a taste of what it's like, right?
Goodbye.
So those are life-changing for both of you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a turning point for me, hands down.
The first time you both saw yourselves, like, done up in the mirror, like you in full Nini gear and you in full Santiago, what went through your minds?
We were in Boston, right?
Yeah.
I was like, we looked awesome.
I know. I put on my corset and I was like, I'm supposed to dance in this?
Yeah.
But it was great, especially like Nini. She was, even though, it's been altered since then because we learned how much I have to bend and stuff. But that Nini garb was pretty, the Bad Romance garb was pretty hot. It was great.
You're on stage, this is practically the whole entire show. What's the last thing each of you do before you hit the stage for each performance?
I do my lipsticks. I have this thing about my lips, and it's like an ombre moment. I just make sure I look real cute, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. I should be more inspirational. Like, do it. I will say, sorry, I just keep talking.
No, please.
Can I show you what I do before Roxanne?
They're gonna
Oh, no, it doesn't have to be that full out.
Everyone get ready.
So
Hold
I
on to
leave,
something.
and it's right before Roxanne, and I'm like this, and I know it's like, I literally sway back and forth, and I'm like, please keep me safe. Please keep me safe. Please keep me safe. And then I'm like, and I run, and I'm like, it's more than I can stand. And then I go in. That's the one thing I do say. If I don't say, please keep me safe, like say a little prayer for my safety before Roxanne happens, when I get tossed around and bent and thrown
Like a
down.
roller coaster, that one.
That's
That's
what
the
I
last
do.
thing
The
you
rock
do.
back and forth. Please keep me safe.
Yeah.
Please keep me safe. Please keep me safe.
It's like a boxer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm a beast.
You are. Last thing you do.
What do I do?
Do your scream.
I do my scream.
Do it.
You can do it.
I just check that it's there, and I go, oh! So at least something's going to come out. It might not be good, but something will come out.
That was really tame compared to what it actually is. Go full
Yeah.
out. We have to do the show in like an hour
Yeah.
anyway. Do
That's
it.
true. Ah! So I know that something can come out, and that'll rough it up a little bit. It's
Yeah.
like getting sandpaper in there, because I've got to be a single bit of rough. So.
Yeah.
If you could sum up the best part of the experience of working on Moulin Rouge, what's it for each of you?
I think it's working with people.
See, we're so in sync.
Hey, my
No, it is. I mean,
it's the people.
when you start something from the ground up, you become family, obviously, and we just have a really, really good group.
Yeah.
Vets, we have some Broadway debuts, but we have like seasoned people who are ready to work hard every night and also have a good time, are lovable, and it just makes going to work really, really easy and fun.
Well, I want to thank you because they are literally going to the theater. You're
Yes.
literally going right as you leave here. You're going to the theater to do your show. I thank you so much for doing this with me. Like I said,
Always.
you know,
It's Richie Ridge.
I love you guys more than you know. All right.
No matter your sin, you're welcome here. No matter your desire, you're welcome here. For this is more than a nightclub. The Moulin Rouge is a state of mind.